The training brought in head teachers, director of studies and information and communication technology teachers in the districts of Obongi and Moyo to build up their capacity so as to allow them register their learners with the examination board. Mr. Sebuira Joseph, a staff of Uganda National Examination Board, who was the facilitator during the training, said the training is to ensure that no learner is registered using wrong data and then get problems in their next level of education, adding that Uneb uses all the data captured during registration to plan for activities such as administration of examination and how many scouts will be sent to monitor different examination centers, among others. He therefore appealed to the schools to use supportive documents such as national identity cards and birth certificates so as to avoid assumption and future problems.
We don't want a child to be registered using wrong data and then get problems at, for example, senior 6 in the next exam. So we use this opportunity to tell them how crucial. The other thing is we use the data we have gathered to plan for all other activities of Uneb, like examination administration. When we are sending question papers to schools, how do you plan for a sitting center? How many question papers do you send? All of that is based on registration data.
Mr. Iranya Moses Vuni, the head teacher Lefo Receipt Secondary School, who doubles as the treasurer for Association of Head Teachers Moyo branch, said they had failed to pick up with the registration because they didn't have the software for registering the learners and urged the schools to start their registration processes early so as to avoid paying fines for late registration of learners, since Uneb has only given a very short period for the registration of the learners.
I hope within these remaining few days we should be able to capture their information, even if the registration is to continue during holidays, especially photographs and their PLE information results and then their choices after senior 4. I think this is very, very beautiful. That's how important this training today is.
Mr. Monyasa Richard, a teacher at Moyo Secondary School, expressed his disappointment to Uneb for delaying to send in the circulars to schools late, saying this will affect the effective registration of the learners, and request Uneb to consider extending the deadline for registration of learners to at least up to the end of June, saying the current registration deadline is too near and this may affect most of the schools.
The circular for registration was posted on 16th of this month, that's April. And now the training is being done on 22nd of this month. So the circular for registration has been backdated, which really inconveniences schools who are clients of Uneb. Therefore, we really humbly request Uneb to adjust the deadline, extending it up to 30th of June as compared to as previously, like for last year, so that the schools are not inconvenienced.
Mr. Dramani Sande, the Director of Studies, St. Andrews College, Moyo, said the new software has new components which caters for the continuous assessment, adding that more is yet to come and this is going to help most of the teachers, especially in the registration process.
Based on the new lower secondary curriculum, it is very important because it has new components. The software has new components that caters for the continuous assessment project work, of which we got information, and more is yet to come, especially with the new curriculum.
The Uganda National Examinations Board, Uneb, updates its softwares for registration every year, as expected by the policy, which always requires schools to be trained on the use of these softwares for registering their learners, and this explains the reason the training was conducted for the secondary schools within the sub-region. According to the Uneb circular, the last date for registering learners will be on the 31st of May 2024. Any registration later than 31st of May will attract fines for late registration. Each learner is expected to pay a registration fee of 164,000 shillings for those sitting for Uganda Certificate of Education examinations. I'm Dominic Anthony Okumo for West Nile TV, Nilecast.